Hi, I'm Liz Nelson. I'm here with Scott Choucino and Lo-Fi Photography's David Wilson Clarke, and we're at Duffy's Bar talking about the music photography exhibition that they have here for the Handmade Festival. So, guys, I'm quite excited to see your exhibition. Can you tell us a little bit more about it, please?
Well, we decided to put an exhibition together, music photography, that's what we were asked to do. Tried to do different themes for each photographer, so I'm doing drummers. Scott, what are you doing?
I'm doing behind the scenes photos from gigs.
Okay. And is it quite difficult to capture the atmosphere of live music in a still photograph?
Sort of. The thing that makes it difficult is the fact that there's so much clutter on stage, everyone keeps moving, there's no light, that sort of thing. So if you can get around that, then the energy just happens on its own, except it's bass players, they just stand there.
Well, that's what they're meant to do, really. They're not meant to be part of the band at all. As music photographers, what would you describe the Leicester music scene as at the moment?
I think there's a lot of good things happening in Leicester at the moment, especially with festivals like this where we're bringing a lot of big national touring bands into the city to play, local venues which would normally just have maybe a couple of gigs on a week. It's really good to see these bigger bands coming through and still bringing through the local talent as well. We've got some good local acts playing.
Well, obviously, the Handmade Festival is bringing a lot of local talent to the forefront for everyone to see. Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to documenting or photographing, taking photographs of today?
I've always enjoyed photographing Rollo Tomasi because they tend to climb on things and they're in the gallery, so I'm hoping for some climbing action there. Might not happen, who knows.
What about you, Scott?
Same with Rollo Tomasi, really looking forward to that. And then Sam Duckworth as well at the Crumbling Cookie.
Oh, that would be
Looking forward to
fantastic. Have you guys got any favourite images that you've put on display for this exhibition? Any in particular that stand out?
I think mine is the Savages. It was taken during a strobe session. Savages at Summer Sunday, they were just lit by strobe and really low light, so it makes it incredibly difficult, and you basically have to shoot and hope that something comes out, and that was very much one of those. When a good photo comes out of a situation like that, it's quite a surprise, so I'm quite pleased with that one.
Mm-hmm. Is there any particular that you like?
I'd probably go for the photograph of the guitarist backstage. There's a guy from a band called The Dash, who was sort of an indie band from Camden, and it was backstage at a festival, and he just got his guitar out and having a cigarette, and the smoke sort of coming out of his mouth slowly, and it looks quite sort of cool. And it sort of like epitomises what I think rock and roll is, like leather jacket, skinny jeans, guitar, cigarette, ridiculous haircut. So I quite like it for that.
With music photography, is it something that you guys have done before, or is it just this exhibition?
I've been doing music photography, amongst other things, for about 8 years, something like that. So it's really always been part of my photography.
Was it something that you did just to kind of get into gigs for free?
No, I rarely do actually.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, occasionally, but very rarely. I don't know, I just enjoyed it. It's very good for practicing photography because you've got the elements of trying to work out how to do something, but you've also got someone with a bit of emotion just singing their heart out for you, so you don't have to instruct anyone like you would on a portrait. There they are, all doing it for you, just go along and photograph them.
Yeah, I suppose it does make it a little bit more difficult. Is that what you'd say? It's a bit more difficult to capture?
I've not been doing it for so long.
No?
I've only been in it for a couple of years, and it's all I've ever done in photography. So it's difficult to say whether it's harder than anything else or not, because it's all I do really. But no, it's definitely interesting.
It's very different from portraiture though, isn't it?
It isn't. It is and it isn't. If you're in small venues, it's a whole different world. Where if you're in a big venue with great lighting, it's pretty much like having a studio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's,
You say you do that as your main photography skill. Like, why is it music photography that's drawn you in? Why not something else?
really big fan of music. I've really been into music. It's something I've always listened to. I've always had music on in the background. Got huge CD collections and things. It's just something I've always liked. And then, being no good at music, I was like, well, how can I still go and hang out backstage with people? And I thought, I could get a camera, so I got a camera. And that was that.
And last question, really. Why should people come down and see this exhibition at Duffy's Bar?
Because if you don't, then John Helps won't put anything like this on again, and that would be a tragedy.
I agree.
He's also going to burn his blue hoodie if it goes wrong.
Well, we can't have that happen. We've got to have everybody come down here and storm this place on Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.